Alrighty guys, what is up? Welcome back to the Homeboy Brand channel, and in today's video we are going over the firing of Coach Sherrone Moore, head coach of the University of Michigan football team. And if you would have told me today Sherrone Moore was fired as Michigan's head coach, I wouldn't say I would be too surprised, to be honest, but it would be for a much different reason. And I'm just going to do this in one take. It's going to be kind of chopped, but if you would have told me that he would have been fired today, I would have most definitely assumed that that was a performance-based issue. The fact that you've lost 8 games in 2 years at Michigan, that's just, quite frankly, it's unacceptable. You've ruined one of the most highest rated recruits in college football history, and what is your major accomplishment? Beating an Ohio State team in 2024 that went on to win the national championship. But to me, it was completely clear that they just psyched themselves out of that game. But that's besides the point. Sherrone Moore, I'm going to pull up the article here. Let me make myself smaller here. I'm going to pull up the article. You'll see we can get into the recruiting rankings in a minute. Article from ESPN. Sherrone Moore was in the custody of Washita County Jail on Wednesday evening, just hours after being fired as Michigan's football coach for having an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Quote, Moore was initially detained by police in Saline, Michigan, and turned over to authorities in Pittsfield Township for investigation into potential charges. So not only is he in trouble with the university, he is in jail as we speak. He has been arrested for charges. We don't know what those charges are. Who knows? I'm not going to speculate on that because that is very sensitive information. It's a very sensitive subject. Let's keep reading here. University of Michigan fired Moore as its head football coach earlier Wednesday following an investigation into Moore's conduct with a staff member. Quote, U of M head football coach Sherrone Moore has been terminated with cause effective immediately, the school said in a statement. Following the University of Michigan investigation, credible evidence was found that Coach Moore engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. The conduct constitutes a clear violation of university policy, and U of M maintains zero tolerance for such behavior, end quote. Calls to the Saline and Pittsfield Township Police Departments have not been returned. Moore, 39, spent 2 seasons as Michigan's head coach after serving as an assistant coach with the program beginning in 2018. Now, when they say an inappropriate relationship, obviously it seems like it was a sexual thing. Who knows? But the bigger deal here for Michigan going forward is you've had last two coaches, they have been fired. Well, Jim Harbaugh left during controversy. Sherrone Moore fired during controversy. So if I'm Michigan going forward, this needs to be a clean guy. This needs to be a reputable guy within, the community, within the college football world. Because if you keep hiring these guys that are just going to end up ruining your program, then where do we end up? We're probably going to end up with some sanctions going forward if this kind of thing keeps continuing. If you want to look, Michigan under Jim Harbaugh was never one of the top recruiting classes in the country ever. This year we are number 11, and for context, National Signing Day was a week ago. Now I don't know if these guys are locked in, like they can't flip, can't do anything. But as you can see, we have the number 11th class. Savion Hyder is supposed to be like legitimately one of the best running backs since like Adrian Peterson. And at Michigan, you know how we do with the running backs. So that's going to be big if he's going to be able to keep playing for us. But to me, this is the bigger issue going forward for these next couple of years. We've got this elite class. Last year's class was elite. Bryce Underwood, he had his struggles this year, but if we're being honest, he still is the most promising QB we have, unless Tommy Card is going to come in and play as a freshman. I think we should be done with freshman quarterbacks by now. We should have went and got one in the portal these last 2 years, if we're being frank. But, and obviously a very good class for Michigan. Number 11, and that's what? Second, third, fourth in the Big Ten? Fourth in the Big Ten class, we develop, and we're back to competing for a national championship. So if Sharon Moore is fired, these guys committed to Sharon. So if he gets fired, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows, if those guys are going to stick around? Who knows if the existing guys are going to stick around? Who knows if Bryce Underwood's going to go join Lane Kiffin at LSU? Hopefully we'll pray and hope that won't happen. But that's the kind of thing that you don't really know. I'm going to do a little bit of joking here. I'm going to go on my Twitter. If you guys are following me on Twitter, Homeboy Brand on Twitter. Just two gooners doing it for the love of the game. And it has to be known, the parallel has to be made between the two head coaches in the state of Michigan, Sharon Moore and Mel Tugger, just being S-tier gooners. They could not lock in. They could not just do the sexual weird stuff, being a sexual pervert on the side. They got to do it at work. They got to do it with people in their own, well, in Sharon's case, somebody in the organization. This is allegedly the chick. Sharon knows ball. But besides that, who knows what's going to happen here? I want you guys to let me know your thoughts on the situation down below. The short list for the next head coach of Michigan is, I've seen a lot of rumors of John Gruden. I would be down for that. John Gruden's one heck of a coach. He did his time in the NFL. He's looking for a college job, allegedly. There's a couple of delusional guys saying Nick Saban, which, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility, but I doubt it. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you think will be the next head football coach of the University of Michigan. Brian Kelly's on that list. But you guys just let me know. I have a banger video that's probably going to drop tomorrow. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.